Hello, everyone. I'm Anita. I'm a co founder and CTO of Desilo. I have been working as a project manager in multiple corporate in past almost for 20 years building Desilo. I thought of sharing few learnings I had and how the corporate scale with all the small and medium enterprises who can also leverage the techniques which are mostly used by the big companies. So, today I'm going to talk about how you can generate leads. Whenever you start a new business, initially you start with some of the referral, especially it is a, if interior design business, you start with the referrals. And in some other cases also, you start with the referrals. As you start making more projects or as your business grow, you start investing some amount in your organic, you can say social media, paid marketing. And social media paid marketing is mostly done on the channels like there are like three major channels. One is a like meta channel where you have ads running on a Facebook or Instagram. Other is a LinkedIn channel where you have again ads, and third is Google ads. Now, first thing is like to identify that which channel you are running ads on, and then finding some agency who can actually help you set up a ads and also optimize your campaign. But even after you hire an agency, all these performance marketing always cost you a lot. And if you are a small and medium enterprises, sometimes it is very, very hard to burn that much of money. And at times it happens that you burn lots of money in thousands and you don't get the quality lead. Because at the end, whoever is clicking on your ads or whoever getting the impression of those ads may or may not be your right audience. So whenever you start in marketing, okay, you need to also look for the organic marketing channels. And organic marketing channels are the free channels. Only thing is like you need to understand your customer and you need to apply the right strategy. So for an example, you first step you have to do is you have to identify where are my ideal customers. So first find out that whether they are on LinkedIn, whether they are on Instagram, or whether they are on Google. And with the Google, there is a one advantage that anybody who is doing a search on Google, they have the intent. So when they have an intent, they are writing a keyword which is related to your business. If you show up there, it is a very good that quality of that lead will be very high. So you first need to identify that where your customers are. For an example, if you are running an interior design business, then you know that okay, there may be corporate folks who are on the LinkedIn. There may be people who are actually looking for an inspiration on Pinterest. When they are building their house, they will browse through the Pinterest and they will look for the inspiration. There may be people who will also follow Instagram influencers and they will just look for the design trends and ideas there. So let's take an example. If you are an interior designer and you identify that, okay, my ideal customers are either on Instagram or on a Pinterest, and they might be doing the research or search on a Google. Now, first thing is like whenever they are searching, you have to show up. And the second thing is when you show up, they have to click. So one is like impression, right? That whenever they are searching or they get to see you. But most of the time, click through ratio is very, very low. Even if you have an impression, and it also happens with your ads as well. Even when you are running a paid ads, you see like all we are showing is some creative video or some creative static post, right? So maybe the click through rate may not be as high. So what you have to do first, you have to understand these customers, what they might be looking for. So you have to create that content, and that content would be around the projects which you have done or around the knowledge which you have. For an example, we call it shot the gun technique in a marketing, that you shot the gun and there are lots of people around there, and the person who turned back or like they just turned back are the one who could be your potential customer, and there will be very high probability you get those customers get converted or those leads get converted to your customer. So you have to shot that gun, and how you shot that gun is you put something which is a valuable content to your customer, and it will not be like just in the form of reel or something. You need to have a something which they click and they fill your form and you download. So for an example, you create a PDF with the a whole sort of a nice images of like bathroom trends of 2025, or like top living room designs, or top children's room design, or like there may be more based on what work you have done. You can put up your some of the projects, some of the designs which is your real designs, and you can convert that into the PDF and you can use that PDF. So whenever somebody will see, okay, free design trends, okay, they will click on that link. When they will click on that link, what you have to do is you have to ask for that, fill the form to download this free. So you are offering a free ebook, free guides, free templates, or anything which is relevant to your customers. But whenever they are clicking on it, you are asking them to fill the form. And majority of time, even you take an example of yourself, if you are looking for something, somebody asking for your phone number, email, maybe you will end up giving the email, right? Or you will end up filling up the form because you need that information, right? And if you are a genuine company and you have a company profile, they will definitely fill up the form. So when they fill up the form, you got the lead, and that lead is very, very high intent lead. Now, the problem with the small and medium enterprises is that they don't have a technology to just post some sort of those content or like free things, but also capture the lead in that case, right? There is no way to connect the lead form. You see, you go to LinkedIn, it's like big company, they want to take money on the performance marketing, so they will not give these options. Similarly, there are companies like Facebook, Meta, nobody gives this, because why? If they will start giving this option, probably you will not run ads, right? And that is their major revenue. So what you can do, you can actually, if you are already on a link Desilo platform, you can actually set up your all such content here in your lead form. So I'll show you. So here are the leads. Whenever somebody fill the form, you get to get all leads here. But what you have to do, you first have to go to setting. Here you have to search lead form. Okay, so here I'll click on lead and vendor form. I'll only talk about the lead form right now. So in the lead form, you see here, this is one tab for lead form and other is a for vendor form, because Desilo is a platform for interior designer. They also have a multiple vendors which they onboard. So in a lead form, you have to add your company logo. You have to add information about the products your company has, then the button, color code, all you think. Now what you have to do is this is the most important part. What you have to do is you have to first understand that which type of content I want or which type of link I want to create. So for an example, I want to create a top trends of bathroom trends for an example. Then I'll just go and select book. So I have a few books. Suppose I'm writing like top kitchen trends for 2025. So I selected this book. I have written a name for the download button. Uh, uh, Top trends. Okay. Then I'll click on upload. So now I have this particular book created, for a link created, which I can actually post with any of my organic post or reels or anything else. Now you see here, like you see the copy icon. So I can copy this. I can put that with any of my posts. I can also open it. So whenever somebody will open your link, it will be shown like this. Okay. So let me just move myself here. So they will see your company logo, they will see your messages. Now they will fill your form. So for an example, I'm filling form with my own name. Now you see I got the thank you message, and I also got this button like download top kitchen trends. If I click on here, I got this book downloaded here. See, this is the book. So that is how you can leverage this way to share the content, but you just have to make sure that this will work when your content or the topic is really, really the one which your potential leads need. Okay. So I'll say you can start using this feature, and if there are any other software which I am not aware of, which has this sort of feature, you can also leverage those. But do start thinking about having the organic content marketing strategy, because just if you are dependent on the performance marketing, you will end up burning money, and at the end, like your lead will cost will also high. And you do have to do performance marketing. I'm not saying you don't have to do performance marketing, but gradually you have to build your organic channel. So maybe after 6 months or so, you have a some percentage of lead coming from organic channel as well.